Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to discuss about exception handling in Python. So first of all you need to know what is error. Okay? So exception is nothing but runtime errors are known as exceptions. What is meant by error? Errors are mistakes in the program. Errors are mistakes in the program. If an error occurred in a program, it may produce wrong result or may terminate the execution of program abnormally. Okay, so there are two types of errors. Those are syntax errors and runtime errors. Syntax errors are also known as compile time error. Okay, so next, runtime errors. Runtime errors are known as exceptions. Okay, so let's see. First one, syntax errors. So in Python, interpreter encounters invalid syntax in the code, then syntax errors are displayed. So what is meant by interpreter? Interpreter is a translator which is used to translate Python program to machine level language. So Python program is written in high level language. So that high level language is cannot understandable by the computer. So interpreter is used to translate high level language to machine level language. So at the time of interpretation, it encounters invalid syntax in the code. So those are known as syntax errors. So syntax errors are produced when translating the source code into bytecode. Bytecode is nothing but machine code. Okay. So some of the most common syntax errors in Python are misspelled reserved keywords. Okay. For example, int is a keyword. So if you misspelled it, okay, so this is one error. Okay, misspelled reserved keywords, missing quotations. Okay, so double quotations, missing double quotations or single quotations, missing required spaces. Okay, so if you didn't forget, if you forget about spaces between the word to word, then it will generate errors. So these are the common type of syntax errors. So syntax errors are normally done by the programmer. Okay, so programmer makes mistakes, those are known as syntax errors. Okay, so the next one here, the example for syntax errors, x is equals to 10. So 10 is stored in x. Next I am checking the condition, x is equals to 10. Is it true? Yes. If it is true, then it will execute the print. But here we forget about double quotations. Okay, so here missing double quotations in the above program. Source program is converted into bytecode, then it displays syntax error, invalid syntax. Okay, so in this way it will display for syntax errors. Next one is runtime errors. So we all know runtime errors are successfully converted from source code to bytecode. Okay, so these are successfully converted into source code to bytecode, and while executing such programs it may produce wrong result due to wrong logic or may terminate due to errors. Okay, so here the source code is converted into bytecode, that's not a problem, but it produce the result wrongly. Okay, if it contain runtime errors. Okay, so the most common runtime errors are division by 0. So if you given two numbers, one number is 5 and another number is 0, so 5 divided by 0 is not possible, so in that case it will return division by 0 error. Next, performing an operation on incompatible types. For example, if you want to add 10 plus t and 10, okay, so this is incompatible. Next, identifier that has not defined. For example, x is equals to, for example, x greater than y. Okay, so here x value is not defined and y value is not defined. Okay, so this is also error. Accessing an element which is not in the list. Okay, for example, I want to access a of 5, but a contains only 4 elements: 0, 1 2 3, but you want to access a of 5. It is not possible. Next, trying to access file that does not exist. Okay, so these are the some runtime errors. Okay, so let's see the example for runtime errors. Num is equals to 10. Okay, next num2 is equals to 0. Print num1 divided by num2. Num1 is 10, num2 is 0. So d 0, 10 divisible by 0, is it possible? No, it is not possible. So this is one runtime error. Next, num1 is equals to hello, num2 is equals to 10. So yes. So if you want to combine these two, it will generate error because hello is a collection of characters and 10 is a integer. So it is not possible to add integer and string. So that's why it will produce error exception. The above two programs are syntactically correct. Okay, so syntax based on syntax, those two programs are correct. While executing, it displays runtime errors and stops the program execution. Okay, so it will generate the error, that is division by 0 error, and next must be string not int error, that is type error. Okay, so these are known as exceptions. Okay, so see this exception handling. An exception is a condition caused by runtime error in a program. Then the Python interpreter encounters an error. It creates an exception object and throws it. Okay, so exception is nothing but runtime errors are known as exceptions. So this program is syntactically correct, but it does not produce any result because here 10 divisible by 0 is not possible. Yes, so that's why it will produce errors. This type of errors are known as runtime errors. Okay, so for example, next after printing num divisible by num2, I want to print hello. Okay, I want to print hello. So if you run this program, it will generate error, division by 0 error, 0 division error. But I want to print this statement. Okay, even if it contain runtime error, I want to print this statement. So here you need to handle this exception. Okay, so you need to handle this exception. After that, all the statements after exceptions, those will be executed. So it is very important to handle exception. If the exception object is not caught, for example, if the exception object is not caught and handled properly, then the Python interpreter will display an error message and terminate the program. No other statements are also executed. Okay, so if one statement contain exception, for example 1 2 3 4 5, 5 statements are there. First statement contain exception, then it will terminate the program, and 2 3 4 5 statements are not executed. So if you handle this first exception, okay, if you handle this first exception, then 2 3 4 5 statements are executed. So it is very important to handle exception. Okay, so next, the basic keywords used in exception handling mechanism: try, except, else, finally keywords. Okay, so if you want to handle exceptions, then you need to use keywords: try, except, else, finally. Okay, so first one is try. Okay, so try is used to consist of block of statements that generate exceptions. So whatever the statements that generates exceptions, those statements are kept in try block. Okay, so next one is, for example, here 10 divided by 0. So this will produce an exception. So that's why you need to put this statement in try block. Okay, so the next one is except. It consists a block of statements that handle exception thrown by the try block. So whatever the statement is contained within try block, if it contain error exception, then it will throw to except block. So except block contain statements, okay, except block contains statements, those will be printed instead of this exception. Okay, instead of error, the message will be displayed whatever in the except block. Okay, more than one except block can be written after one try block. Okay, so after one try block you can write any number of except blocks. Okay, so the next one is try with else. Okay, so we all know if else. If condition is true, then statements are executed. If condition is false, else statements are executed. Yes, try with else. This else statement is written after all except blocks. Okay, so first try block is contained. Next is except blocks. You can put any number of exception blocks. After exceptions block, you need to create one else block. So the else block statements is only executed if the try block does not generate any exception. For example, if try block does not contain any exception, any error, then exception block is not executed. If there is an exception in try block, then exception block is executed. If try block is not contained any exception, then else block is executed. Okay, so next one is finally. So the finally block is always executed after the try except blocks. Okay, so there is no relation, so it does not contain any link to try block and except block. So whatever you define in finally block, that will be executed. Okay, so it added after all except blocks or else blocks. So finally is written last at the end. Okay, so let's see the example. Syntax. First of all, syntax. First you need to write try. Okay, so what try contain? Try contains statements that generate an exception. Next it will contain except block. Okay, so except contain handling exception 1. Okay, handling exception 2. So one try block contain any number of exception blocks. So this is one and this is one more. Next, after except, it contains else. So if the try block statement generates an exception and it is matched with this, then these statements are executed. If try block does not generate any exception, then else block is executed. Okay, after that finally it is always executed. Okay, so let's see example for better understanding. So here the try contain x is equals to int of input of enter a value. For example, I am giving 10. Next, y is equals to int of input of enter y value. Sorry, here y. Okay, so I am giving 20. Okay, not 20. So first I given 10 and after that 0. Okay, so x value is 10, y value is 0. Next, z is equals to 10 divided by 0. Okay, so this is try block. What is the importance of try block? Try block contain the statements which generate exception. Is there any exception? Yes, there is exception. The number which is not divisible by 0. Any number is not divisible by 0. Okay, so next it will go to exception block, except block. Okay, if try contain any error, then it go to except block. So first it goes to except name error. So is it name error? No, it is not name error. Then it goes to except zero division error. Is it zero division error? Yes, it is zero division error. So then it will display divide a number by 0. Okay, divide a number by 0 it will be displayed and no other except will be displayed, because so whatever the exception raised in try block, so matched exception will be displayed. So it is matched to except zero division error, so that will be displayed. After that finally will be displayed. Okay, so first try block contain statements that will generate exceptions. So if the exception is raised, then equivalent except block will be executed. Okay, so after that finally will be executed. So let's see one more. Okay, so 10 divided by first one is 10, x value is 10, y value is 5. Okay, so next 10 divided by 5. Okay, so is there any exception here? No, there is no exception. So if there is no exception, then except block is not executed. Then it will go to else block. Then it will print 2. Okay, so and after that finally block is executed. Finally does not contain any interrelation between try, except and else. So it is always executed. Okay. So next, let's see one more. 10 divided by 10. Okay, x value is 10, y value is 10. Next, there is an exception. Yes. So 10, 10. So first it will go to name error. Name is not defined. No. So this is not matched. Name is defined. Next, then it goes to zero division error. So this is also not matched. Then it is goes to index error. So this is also not matched. Then it goes to value error. Yes, this is a value error because 10 is a integer, 10 is a string. Okay, so please enter valid type value. So this will be displayed, and after that it is always executed will be displayed. So in this way, one try block may contain any number of except blocks. Okay, so except block is only executed when it is matched with try block exception. Next, else block is executed if try block does not generate any exceptions. Finally is always executed. Okay, clear? So here first x value is 5 and y value is 0. Okay, then it will display divide a number by 0, and after that finally contain it is always executed. Next one 4, 2. Okay, so exception is not raised because 4 divisible by 2 is possible. Okay, so that's why it will return 2. Okay, so next it is always executed will be displayed. Okay, let's see one more example. Okay, so here x is a array. Okay, x is equals to 10 comma 15. Okay, print x of 5. Okay, so x is equals to 10 comma 15. So this is one list. Okay, so this is one list. So list items will be placed 10 comma 20. So index value started with 0, 1. So the name of list is x. Next, print x of 5. So here index value x of 0 is available, x of 1 is available, but x of 5 is not available. Then it will go to except 0 division error. Is it 0 division error? No, it is not matched. Then it goes to except index error. Yes, it is a index error. Index out of sequence error will be displayed. Okay, and next finally it is always executed. Okay, so let's see. So here index out of sequence error will be displayed. It is always executed will be displayed. Okay, so this is all about exception handling. Okay, so in the next class I will discuss about user defined exceptions and predefined exceptions. Okay, so this is only introduction to exception handling. So what are the errors, what are the types of errors, syntax errors and runtime errors. Okay, so and after that what is exception handling and what are the try, except, else and finally blocks, and what is the examples. Okay, so in the next class I will explain about user defined functions and predefined functions. Okay, so if you have any doubts regarding to this video, please comment me in the comment section. For more videos, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.